Welcome back to Daytime. If your children's behavior or attitude frustrate or confuse you, it's time to look in the mirror. So says the best-selling author of Get in a Good Mood and Stay There, Dannie De Novo, who has come up with 5 behaviors that her kids are mirroring from us. Dannie, good to have you on. You've come up with this really clever acronym for these 5 behaviors. Tell us about it.
I use the acronym CLONE because when it comes to our behavior, our children are our exact clones.
And what does each letter stand for in your acronym?
C stands for climate. This is your general demeanor, this is your mood, this is your attitude, maybe your level of kindness and generosity. And the easiest thing that I can say about this is if your child has a bad attitude, you should probably take a better look at your own.
So the C is for climate, so he or she will mirror the climate. What about the next one, love? What do you mean by that?
Love is about passion. It's about what lights us up inside. Our children should be passionate beings. And so if they aren't going after things that they're passionate about or seeking things out that they're passionate about, you have to ask yourself, have you lost your passion? Or maybe you've just numbed out.
So that brings us to O, obliviousness. If you're oblivious, your kid will be too?
Well, if you're distracted, your child will be distracted. So does your child have a hard time concentrating? If so, how are you distracted? Are you constantly in your phone, or maybe you're just ruminating about a problem or constantly worried about that next thing on your to-do list? That's distraction.
And what do you mean by nervousness?
Nervousness is just anxiety. If you show me an anxious kid, I will show you an anxious parent every time.
What about energy?
Energy is just your health, your level of well-being, your vitality, right? Our children should be living with a great deal of vitality in life. So if you have a child who just wants to sit around and do nothing or doesn't want to engage with other people, you have to ask yourself, where is my energy?
Okay, after hearing all of this, Dannie, I'm honestly sweating a little, tiny bit, because I have not been the perfect parent. I have not mirrored the perfect behavior every time, for sure. Is this something that is reversible? Like, can we be a good clone for our kids, too?
We can be, and although these habits are a little bit hard to get into, I can offer some help and guidance. When it comes to your climate, you've got to pay attention. You've got to make the decision that you're going to set out the day with a good attitude, and then you have to consciously police your actions just like you would with your child. It's just harder to do for ourselves than it is for someone else.
And how did you come up with this? What have you seen in your daily life as a happiness coach?
Well, I see a lot of anxiety around COVID, but I see a lot of children exhibiting anxiety and depression, and that just breaks my heart. But also as a mother, I used to live a very depressed life, and it was very unfulfilling. And I saw my daughter mimicking my actions. I could not live with that. And so I set out to change my life and to change my behavior so that my child could have the happiest life she possibly could.
Isn't that so funny, how having a kid gives you incentive to be a better person in ways that you never have found before?
She transformed my life. Absolutely.
I think it's wonderful. Let's end on a good note, a positive message for parents who want to tackle this and change the way they behave around their children. What would you say? What's your best advice?
My best advice is you're forming your child's future happiness, and they have to learn that from you. So if you want a happy child, you have to be a happy parent.
Very simple and brilliantly put. Dannie De Novo, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
And go to DannieDeNovo.com for more information, and of course on our website, daytimeonline.tv.